Now let's look at some Google-specific related searches to figure out exactly how you would search for an attorney on Google. What would you type in if you were injured in an accident and needed to hire a lawyer? After typing that in, where would you click in the search results?
I usually like to browse the first few options first. Like this part of it, which I don't know, it says Google screen. I'm not too sure like what this is yet, so I probably won't click on it right away. Just give myself a little bit of time to explore and go from there. I do like seeing this section normally because it does provide like their hours of business, just a little bit more information. I can visit their website if I need to, and then it also has a phone number and address. And these are usually things that I kind of look for so I can see and know like which part of the city they're located in. So more than likely, I'll probably select one from here because I can also see the reviews.
I think I would just kind of look around what areas, probably local lawyers, car accident. And I guess at this point, I would start looking at the stars and the reviews. So I guess I would start at the top because it's looking like well, it's all over the place, but they all have good 4 or 5 stars. I guess I would just start at the first one.
Cool.
Oh, he's got a free consultation. That sounds good.
Where would I click first on this page? Maps, client, car accident lawyer. Okay, well, he says right there, he's right. In your personal injury lawyer request a free consultation. I'll just go down a little bit, right? Look at all of this, see which one looks good. It's the best Hayward personal injury lawyers. Look at this. Best Hayward lawyers, right? Top Hayward personal injury lawyers should see where they are. You can go to their websites. So I would click on some of these, I think, for the websites, see how long they've been in business, right? Their professionalism, does the site look good, right? This one looks pretty good and all that. What we do, read about this. Personal injury, read about this, correct? Click on that. And I don't know if he has any stats or anything, but hey, look at this, right? He's written down. So a couple of those, I would click on it,
Cool.
right? On some of these and kind of compare.
Great.
What looks good.
I would probably keep scrolling down. I see we have some locally that I'm not familiar with.
So I would scroll past the ads and try not to do the super lawyers. I think those are like online places for attorneys. Maybe they advertise to get their names like recognized, kind of like a Google search, but for attorneys. So I would probably go all the way down until I got to the Florida bar.
Well, first I would scroll down and just see, maybe I would look here to see like who's highly rated. See, I usually just scroll to the bottom of the first page of searches. Let's see. Let's go back up. Yeah, I'd probably just start here first. Like I'll probably click view all and then see what comes up.
I would I probably click on probably free accident just because it says the word free and it has legal in the domain name. So I'll probably click on this one right here, find accident lawyer.
Well, I guess since I'm not really knowledgeable about the different fields of law and what kind of lawyer I would hire, other than just generically knowing, personal injury, most likely I would click on these kinds of links, like the general questions. What does a personal injury attorney do? What kind of cases do they take? I would most likely try to educate myself what a personal injury attorney would do.
Process here, I would probably go straight to fine law in one sense because I remember using them in the distant past. So we had to search for some case law. Somehow I got dragged into that thing. So I wouldn't consider a fine law necessarily a recommendation, but it would be something first glance I might be starting to use to window down my options here.
I would probably click right here because they have 154 reviews, but they still have 4.9 stars, and then also saying that they've been in business more than 5 years.
I'd probably look at the map first and get an idea of like, okay, where are these people? I'm like, okay, most of them are downtown. I'm not too far from them. Okay, then I'd probably go back, probably click on something like a Yelp for lawyers. So I see lawyers.findlaw.com, super lawyers. I'd probably go with this one.
So I'll probably open up these right here, like Natrich and Cohen, Sally Morin, or this one, San Francisco car accident lawyer.
Well, I think I would scroll down past the ads because I can identify that those are ads. And I would probably read Yelp first because that's the website I'm most familiar with.
Okay, well, I've actually never seen this feature before where they actually have the photo, the name, and the rating. So I think that's pretty interesting. I know that these are probably ads or sponsored, so the lawyer's probably paid to get up here. So I think I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to kind of go past the ads and then start looking at the results it pulled up, and probably going to go, based on ratings or, here I see 45 years in business. So this looks the section I would view because it, does have rating information and which, was a little important to me. And then also clearly displays, how long the place has been open. So this is definitely the section I would go to and kind of start going through the results here.
Now type in personal injury lawyer. Where would you click and why?
Let's see, I will actually go to view all because I want to be able to see majority of the options that are provided to me. This way I'm kind of like also comparing the reviews and then exactly maybe where in the city they're located as well.
Guess I would just start here. Yes, well, they all have a lot of stars. Oh, Oakland, no, I don't. It's too far. There we go, San Francisco.
Great.
Yes, I would start there.
Come up with this, yeah? Same
Where
kind
would
of-
you click first on this page?
Okay, Google screen, personal injury lawyer request a fee consultation. Well, it looks to me like it's the same screen that I typed in, right? Anyway, personal injury car lawyers, bother bonds lawyer, no. Personal injury lawyer, like best firms in California. Well, let me just do a bigger search. And it comes up with the same. Looks like the algorithm is the same, right? For the ones I have is clicking, which is kind of coincidence.
Maybe more personal injury lawyers to see who else was down there instead of those three. And these people are in New Orleans, so none of this would really work for me. I would have to put near this right here.
I probably would click here because this is one is like closest to me. I guess it's like, you know, trapping my location maybe, and that's why it's picking that, mentioning that. This is more of a branded name in the area.
Well, first I would scroll down and just see, maybe I would look here to see like who's highly rated. Let's see, I usually just scroll to the bottom of the first page of searches. Let's see, let's go back up. Yeah, I'd probably just start here first. Like I'll probably click view all and then see what comes up.
I would be looking for getting more information about what a personal injury lawyer does. This would be a link that I would click first.
Great.
And then probably these ones, what kind of cases do these lawyers take? As I said, these ones where other people would ask the same questions, I would definitely go through that.
Or I may go to Justia just because not A, I'm aware of it. It's just that it's doing a quick comparison.
I'd probably go to maps first and then see what, okay, we get a lot of similar results as before. A lot of concentrations in downtown, like where I'm located. Maybe this, it's like a Yelp sort of style.
I don't like clicking on the ads because they're paid for, so they're not the most relevant. Yeah, go to this one again right here. This one, the one I saw earlier, best San Francisco personal injury lawyer and law firms. Or this one, best San Francisco, California personal injury attorneys. So I want to see a list, I guess. Yeah, so I'd click on these two first.
You know what? I think I would skip the ads, scroll down to the Google results again, because we have our ratings here, office hours, address. So I'd probably look in the same area as well. And it looks like the results that were pulled are results in my area.
So I think I would probably do something similar. I would go past these and then I would go past the ads, and I would probably sort of like look at these, and I would notice that like these look to be websites of lawyers themselves and not like a Yelp or like some sort of rating website. What would I do then? It's a great question. I don't know. I'd probably get curious about this thing right here that I'd never seen with any other sort of search I've done. So since that does have ratings, I would probably like click on more personal injury lawyers here just to see what happens.
Would you click anywhere else?
I was thinking about this area, but I don't feel like there's enough information because other than telling me how many years they've been in business, I think the reviews at first, it doesn't I know it's too short of a review, like they don't have enough, so I don't really like that. But this one, even though he has a lot, I still want to look from this list because there's just more information there.
Would you click anywhere else on this page?
I'd probably go to each one of them and then check out their websites and see, read all of this, look at oh, that looks like they have 5 stars, 23 reviews, but I'd have to go through and read them all.
I think I'm kind of like, somehow I keep looking at this guy when he says car accident lawyer, Chris, right? So let me just click on him for the heck of it, right? Hey, look at that. He's been in 21 years in business, right? So there's some of this, of course, he speaks English. And then he's got his website. So that's what I would do. Click on it.
This says Google screen, background and licenses checked by Google. First time I've seen that. Oh, wow. Under services, you said it was an auto accident?
Yes.
So that's interesting. That's the first time I've seen that. So this must narrow down just the auto accident injury lawyers? Okay.
All right. What factors would you consider before calling or contacting one of these attorneys?
Yeah, where they're at, located, number of years in business. See, these people don't have other people to help them out. See? So I like it when they're with a group of people. That's just me. But this guy's in Jackson, and that's too far. So Ocean Springs isn't that far. But he's only been 7 years. I'll look at all that, you know.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, how would you prefer to contact the attorney? Phone, live chat, email, text, or other?
Phone probably. Or maybe send a request if it's, you know. Let's see if you can send. Oh, I didn't even know that was there. See, there you go again. I don't even have to go to the website. Google's got it all ready for me.
Well, this is this guy buys billboards and buses all day, every day. Everybody knows this guy. I don't know him. I just know him for spending so much money in advertising. But I have to be honest, as I'm like scrolling down, I'm really being picky. I'm trying to look at the titles of the company's names to pick real firms.
Maybe up here, like the Google screen part. So maybe I'd go here and then see what comes up.
I might very well consider the ones I've definitely seen at Blair themselves on the radio, not necessarily because I would hire them, just because to get an idea. And these gentlemen, at least in San Jose, have been broadcasting since the 80s. So I guess that gives me something to consider there.
Probably just to check out lawyers I'm familiar with. Like, let's see. Does anything pop up that something that, yeah, this one I'm like, yeah, I would check them out just because I see their commercials all the time and their ads on buses and on bus stops, and I'm like, in the billboards, I'm like, I check them out just because they have so much market saturation.
I see this company a lot too. The barnesfirm.com is advertised on TV a lot in San Francisco. Maybe this one or justia.com. I've never heard of them, but it says compare top rated. So I'm assuming it's a list again. So I do this one. Or this one right here is 19 best San Francisco personal injury attorneys, expertise.com. Yeah, those are probably the 3 that I would click on.
Yes, I would also probably scroll past this and then see what maybe like the top results were. And then I see like this one, best San Jose personal injury lawyers. And then I can just kind of see from the preview here that, they're recommending a couple. So I think I'd probably click through that too and kind of compare those results to what came up here at the top.
Out of curiosity, I might just click maps to see who's if like to see who's nearest me, or like to make sure that the people who pop up are actually in my area.
What factors would you consider personally before contacting one of these attorneys to decide if you wanted to hire them?
I want to see their success rate as well. If I can visit the website, I would visit there first and then just see like what others have said about them, and exactly what kind of injury cases that they do handle.
One of them would be their sort of professional, their demeanor. I mean, this guy shows his photograph, right? He looks pretty intelligent just looking at him. That's one of the things. So the demeanor, the website looks good, professionalism, their number to contact them and see if they're local as well, right? And look at their fees. That's another big factor that I forgot to mention, I guess. Look at their fee structure, right? Hopefully they've mentioned it. And like I said, you've got that 30 minutes, so take advantage of it, right? Write your questions down and then use that 30 minutes to your best advantage to find out as much as they can to see if they want to take your case. Looks like it's a winnable situation they can present to you.
I would probably go down the list, probably go to most of them on this page, I guess.
Factors I would consider is not just the name of the firm, but whom I'm likely to get. If some of these big, large firms, I mean, they can be extremely good at this stuff, but you might very well end up getting someone straight out of law school. No offense, obviously everyone has to start somewhere, and the person's file may be moving around a lot. That's been kind of my experience, at least at corporate levels. I would really try to get information, not just from the lawyer himself, because to some extent he's selling himself, but try to probably eventually contact some of his clients that says, were you satisfied with him? What were the positives? What were the negatives? And at that point, the cost factor, I mean, if it's personal injury, I'm going to assume it's probably going to be a contingency based arrangement of some sort. Or, you know, if the numbers work out really good, I might consider an hourly basis, depending on what the injury was and how easy the case was going to be.
I'd like to see if I don't know, if they actually are the ones that I'm talking to, or is it just like a call center, you know? Kind of like doctors, you'd never call and you don't get the doctor, you get their like answering service, you know? So I want to know if like I'm actually going to talk to a lawyer or just like the receptionist or call center, you know? Then again, same things like before, their success rate and their, if they're available like quickly, like I know that I've like tried to get a specialist doctor and their next appointment is like 3 or 4 weeks away, you know? So it would be good if their availability is. That's one of the factors I would look for.
Maybe like experience, like how many years they've been in their field, testimonials. Maybe on their website they have testimonials, Yelp, things like that. Like, do other people, have they had good experiences with them?
I will look at the ratings. Like this guy down here has 4.9 ratings, but the guy up top has 21 years, 6, 12, 18, almost 4 times the years in experience. So I'll probably call him first. Sweet James.
I would want to make sure that the office was open, that I was able to reach somebody. I would prefer, you know, of course, to talk to someone, you know, instead of leaving a message or just sending an email. I think something that's kind of important to me too is that they're specializing only in personal injury. So I would want to go with someone, you know, that had a focus in that particular law versus, you know, maybe a lawyer that was like a jack of all trades. Because I feel that, you know, they would just be a little more focused if those were the only kinds of cases they took. I don't know, for me, that just would make me feel a little bit better. But yeah, I would definitely, you know, make sure they were open, make sure that they specialized in that field. I think those are the 2 factors.
Well, if we were going from here, they have pretty high reviews. So I would probably these are by ratings. Let's see, what is the other option? Okay, so 4.5 and up. Well, they're all 4.5. So I wonder if I was to do 4.5, would that give me a longer list past the ads? So yeah, so maybe I would do that just to get more than like 3 people and see who's around.
Location, probably rankings. If I can get some information on what kind of like history they have, like how successful are they? Location, where are they located? Are they a small practice or are they a big law firm with many locations all over the state? Probably those are the things I would look at.
I would probably click on them and actually search through their reviews and kind of see what people have said, and maybe just do a quick Google search on whatever, which one I choose.
If they are a firm that like has people, I definitely go through reviews. I like seeing how people's experiences were with the firm. So I'd go to like maybe the 5-star or 4-star reviews, and then let's look at the comments, also the fees, if my case is worth it also.
Yeah, where they're at, located, number of years in business. See, these people don't have other people to help them out. See? So I like it when they're with a group of people. That's just me. But this guy's in Jackson, and that's too far. So Ocean Springs isn't that far. But he's only been 7 years. I'll look at all that,
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would definitely look at their rating. So like you can already see that, like, for example, this guy in the middle has 4.8 stars out of 129 reviews, which seems pretty good. But it's also being compared to the same guy with 2 ads and not very many reviews. So I'd probably like open that and like look at the stars, because that's just sort of how we're used to evaluating things with websites like Yelp. And I would probably read the reviews and read like what the worst reviews are, and do comparisons of like what the worst aspects of that people found with each of the attorneys.
Their closeness to me, that's the distance from my house, and the ratings, I'll go read the reviews, because you could possibly get, people, they might not have people who they lost to put their reviews. So I'll just go over the reviews anyways and go to their website and make sure I probably, this is just extra, but I'll probably go to the BBB and check them out to see if they had like lots of negative people reporting them. Yeah, reviews, closeness to my house, success rates, and number of years in business, maybe.
I'd want to make sure that the attorney covered what I'm looking to have covered, so obviously these the one on the right, the NACME, it says the accident injury law. So if I was in an accident, so I guess that I would just call them and I guess start with that. Make sure they cover accidents.
I'd want to make sure that they are specialized in whatever my problem is. I'd want to kind of read the reviews and make sure it doesn't sound like it's all their friends just giving them 5 stars. I guess then I would probably see if I could do an online appointment, or if they have a free consultation or something before I choose. I'd like to be able to go and check them all out.
And lastly, what's your preferred method of communication for contacting an attorney? Is it phone, live chat, email, text, or other?
I would probably do email first, and then maybe a phone call. I personally don't like to do like a live chat, because most of the time with other kind of businesses, I've found that the live chat is not technically kind of like a real person. They just kind of like gather your information maybe, and they just like send it off, and someone from the firm or company will just like reach back out to you, and those take a bit of a time.
Well, if it's a media thing, like I need them right away, of course, the phone. But most cases, that employing one, I started off by email first. and I didn't get no reply for about 2 days. But because he was just so busy, the guy, him and his partner, and they were far away. They weren't that close. They were like San Francisco, but above the Golden Gate Bridge. They were around there. But I heard they were really good, and maybe that's why they were busy. But I ended up calling him, and I left a message. I did get a call back, but I wasn't able to pick up my phone. So, like I said, email probably first, then it would be phone call, right?
I might do live chat. I don't know who I would be speaking to. I doubt an attorney, but I might try it first. Maybe email.
So I guess my general preference would probably be an email. I would probably just write up a Word document attachment and just say what the concerns or issues were. Keeping a good written record of everything that happened is a good idea. And even if I was making a phone call, I would probably send a follow-up. Oh, this is to confirm what we just talked about. I mean, obviously, the particular communications might depend on the situation. I'm obviously not going to write a letter for everything that can be dispatched in 5 seconds over the phone.
Either phone or maybe like something like this, like Zoom. Phone or Zoom would be my first two choices.
It is 2021, so obviously if you can text or like live chat with someone, that's obviously the most convenient option. And if that's available, I would do that. I'd probably call, leave a message.
I would say for me, a phone call. Yeah, just because, I feel like text is just a little informal. A phone call to me is more direct, and there's less chances for miscommunication or, maybe giving the wrong information. So I think it's a little more personable to talk to a human voice.
Absolutely by phone. I want to know that this isn't a call center or somebody who's just taking a message and it's like, oh, well, we'll have them call you back shortly. They're on another line. I want to be able to talk to a human when I call, and also collaborate with whoever their admin is or their paralegal, because ultimately that's who you end up having to talk to. You really don't talk to the attorney that much.
Probably over the phone. Probably over the phone.
Probably phone.
Email and phone call.
Phone, probably. Or maybe send a request if it's, let's see if you can send. Oh, I didn't even know that was there. See, there you go again. I don't even have to go to the website. Google's got it all ready for me.
I would probably prefer email because I like to have things in writing, even though they can be sort of tedious to write. I do prefer having information in writing. That would probably be the first contact that I do.
My first would be phone, second would be live chat.
I think a phone call would be my preference. I think it's a better means of communication than email or chat or text or anything. I don't like to text or chat. So my preference would be phone call first, then email.
I think online first.